Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 11, Lesson 87, and today we're looking at one of the smallest marks in all of punctuation, the hyphen. It's just a tiny line, but it does a very particular job. It joins. A hyphen can tie a prefix to a word, link the parts of a number, or bind two describing words into one. It's easy to confuse with the longer dash, so we'll keep them straight the whole way through. Let's get started. Before we dive in, let's clear up a mix-up that catches almost everyone. The hyphen and the dash look like cousins, but they do opposite jobs. A hyphen joins words. A dash separates them. Watch the hyphen first. Self-esteem. That little hyphen ties the two parts, self and esteem, into one single word. Now the dash. I finished, or nearly finished, the draft. See how the dash breaks the sentence open to slip in an aside? That's the key contrast to hold on to all lesson. A hyphen builds one word, while a dash cuts a gap. Today is all about the little one, the hyphen. Let's begin with prefixes, because several of them insist on a hyphen. First, whenever you attach a prefix to a proper noun or proper adjective, a capitalized word, you keep the hyphen. So we write pre-Columbian and mid-July. The capital letter is your trigger. Second, three prefixes always take a hyphen, no matter what follows. All, ex, and self. Think all-star, ex-partner, self-taught. And matching them is one suffix, elect, used for someone chosen but not yet serving, as in mayor-elect or senator-elect. Since elect is a suffix, its hyphen sits before it. So remember this cluster. Capital roots, the trio all, ex, and self, and the suffix elect all keep the hyphen. Now to numbers. When you spell out a compound number, anywhere from 21 all the way to 99, you join the two parts with a hyphen. So 21, 56, 99. Each one is a single number built from two words, and the hyphen locks them together. This only applies to that 21 to 99 range. A round number like 100 stands alone with no hyphen, and so does a simple word like 7. But the moment you write one of those two-part numbers, reach for the hyphen. Fractions play by a similar rule, and it hinges on the job the fraction is doing. When a fraction works as a modifier, when it describes the noun right after it, you hyphenate it. A 2/3 majority approved the plan. There, 2/3 describes majority, so it takes a hyphen. But when the same fraction is just a plain noun standing on its own, you leave the hyphen out. 2/3 of the class went home. This time, 2/3 isn't modifying anything. It simply names an amount. So ask what the fraction is doing. Modifying a noun means a hyphen. Standing alone means none. Here's one you'll use constantly. When two words team up to describe a noun and they sit in front of that noun, you hyphenate the pair. A well-known author signed my book. Well-known comes before author and works as a single modifier, so it takes a hyphen. But flip the sentence so the words land after the noun, and the hyphen usually disappears. The author is well-known. Now, well-known simply follows the verb, describing the author from behind, and no hyphen is needed. So the test is position. Before the noun, hyphenate. After the noun, usually leave it open. Our last job for the hyphen is a quiet one. Splitting a word at the end of a line. When a word won't fit and has to carry over to the next line, you break it with a hyphen, and you break it only between syllables. So mountain divides as mountain, and friendship as friendship. The hyphen always falls at a natural syllable break, never in the middle of a sound. Thankful splits as thankful, announce as announce. And one firm limit: never split a one-syllable word. A word like through or strength has to move to the next line whole. When you're unsure where the syllables fall, a dictionary will show you. Let's fold everything into a quick check you can run whenever a hyphen might be in play. 1. Is it a prefix on a capitalized word, or one of those special prefixes, all, x, self, or the suffix elect? If so, hyphenate. 2. Is it a spelled out number from 21 to 99, or a fraction acting as a modifier? Then hyphenate that too. 3. Are two words teaming up to modify a noun that sits right after them? Hyphenate the pair. And keep the quiet rule in mind. To break a word at the end of a line, split it between syllables. Run through those and remember the big picture. A hyphen joins while a dash separates. Let's practice. Time to practice. I'll show you a sentence with a gap where a hyphen might belong, and you decide whether one is needed. Think about the rules we just built. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. We studied pre-blank Columbian sculpture in class. The prefix pre attaches to Columbian, a proper adjective with a capital C. A prefix on a capitalized word always keeps its hyphen, so the answer is hyphen. There were 30 blank 2 runners at the start. 32 is a compound number between 21 and 99, and those are joined with a hyphen, so the answer is hyphen. The report was well blank researched. Here, well researched comes after the verb, describing the report from behind. A compound modifier that follows the noun usually drops the hyphen, so the answer is no hyphen. Great work! This second set mixes prefixes, fractions, and a couple of spots where the hyphen should stay away. Same routine. Read carefully, decide, and pause before each reveal. A 2 blank thirds vote is needed to pass the rule. Here, 2/3 describes the noun vote. It's working as a modifier. A fraction used as a modifier takes a hyphen, so the answer is hyphen. Her self-blank esteem grew after the win. Self is one of those prefixes, all, x, and self, that always keep a hyphen, no matter the word that follows. So the answer is hyphen. About 2 blank thirds of the class agreed. This time, 2/3 isn't describing a noun. It simply names an amount, 2/3 of the class. As a plain noun, it takes no hyphen. So the answer is no hyphen. Let's gather everything up. The hyphen shows up in a handful of clear places. Use it after a prefix joined to a proper noun, and after those special prefixes, all, x, and self, plus the suffix elect. Use it in compound numbers from 21 to 99, in a fraction that modifies a noun, and in 2 words that team up to modify a noun right before it. And when a word runs off the end of a line, split it with a hyphen between syllables. Above all, hold on to the big contrast we started with. A hyphen joins words together, while a dash separates them. Master that, and the little hyphen will never trip you up again. I'll see you in the next lesson.